as you get further into these practices and teachings and you deepen your understanding of these things, that's one of the realities that's part of the experience. Sometimes the strength of who you are is the strength that comes into play in dealing with tolerating your own personality. In terms of, because what happens as you become more consistently aware is you become more, you have more of an understanding of how you occur to other people. You see, because you're less egocentric, you see and experience everything less in terms of everything's about you. You're able to appreciate what it's like to be somebody other than yourself as a person. And so you can begin to experience what it's like to be around you. And sometimes the awareness of that is something that requires your ability to tolerate the experience of your own personality. But it's also an opportunity for you to have compassion for yourself and to not take yourself so seriously, not to consider some of the thoughts that you have or some of the reactions you have or some of the behaviors you have to be worthy of so much concern and to be worthy of so much negative judgment. I've often said one of the traits of people, one of the obvious aspects of people is they're doing their damnedest not to be human. That's the kind of standard people set for themselves, that they're doing their damnedest not to be human, and they're doing their damnedest to maintain a position that other people shouldn't be human. And so that leaves people in a state of self-contempt, self-contempt, or even worse, self-hatred. And it leaves people in a state of contempt for other people or hatred for other people. So as you continue to wake up, as you continue to stabilize being awake and aware, it becomes a lot easier to be human. You don't take yourself so seriously anymore. You understand that there's no need to take things personal because the awareness that you are is not personal. And so there's no need to take yourself personal. There's no need to resist your humanity. There's no need to judge your humanity. There's not even any need to really try and change your humanity. This process of being awake and aware takes care of things naturally. And I think it's always important to go back and touch base with the essential source of suffering. It's a good way to keep yourself focused and to keep yourself clear. That the source of suffering is the expectation that things should be other than they are, right? The expectation that things should be other than they are. And that shows up in terms of whenever you're having a reaction that is like, I don't like this, I don't want this should be different, they should be different, it should be different, life should be different, my boss should be different, my wife should be different, my dog should be different, my body should be different, on and on and on. That's the source of suffering, to be in conflict with the way it is, to not want it to be the way it is, to react to the way it is, to be angry about it, to be frustrated about it, to be depressed about it, to be anxious about it. And so, one of the ways that we reject the way it is we reject our own humanity. That I shouldn't be I shouldn't have negative reactions. I shouldn't have reactive thoughts. I shouldn't have self-detrimental behaviors and bad habits. So the miracle and the magic of self-awareness, the miracle and the magic of being awake and aware is that the light of awareness has the personality begin to reorient itself and repopulate itself in an aware, conscious way. And that's why, and I say the miracle of awareness because you don't have to change. You can stop being a self-improvement project. All you have to do is be aware. All you have to do is allow yourself to be aware of what's so, to be aware of your thoughts, to be aware of the emotions, to be aware of the behaviors. And in the light of awareness, those things will naturally start to realign themselves. Because in the light of awareness, what is recognized is without judgment. In the light of awareness, what is recognized is simply whether what is happening is consistent with the nature of awareness, whether what is happening is consistent with unconditional love, whether what is happening is workable in the context of unconditional love or not. That's what appears, that is what is recognized in the light of awareness. So that you don't have to feel bad about it, you don't have to judge it, you don't have to struggle to change it, you don't have to cope with it. As one of my favorite teachers used to say, that in the light of awareness, the problems that you've been struggling with and coping with and trying to change clear up in the process of life itself. Clear up in the process of life itself. Because in the light of awareness, if you're seeing what's actually happening, right? If you're not unconscious, if you're not mindless, if you're not lost in your identity and personality, if you're not lost in your justifications and lost in the way that people explain reality and explain their behavior, if you're not lost in those stories about it all, and you just see it for what it is, right? Then there's a natural process of change that takes place. That what doesn't work naturally begins to move in the direction of workability. Just because you're seeing it not working, right? You're seeing it not working. You know, you've all heard that definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. In the light of awareness, that changes. You go sane. You stop doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. You're clear that if you do the same things over and over again, you'll get the same result. It's a natural clarity. And so naturally you stop doing the same things over and over again, and you do get a different result. It happens naturally. And that's why one of the things that is a part of this being awake is to let go of the idea that you have to judge and evaluate everything, and you have to figure everything out, and you have to think about it and analyze it and change it and do more of something or do less of something or do something different. You know, that's the ongoing process of life that most of humanity is in, and it doesn't work. The thing that you have to be clear about is that there's a lot of processes out there, including a lot of psychological processes out there, that talk about changing the way you think, changing the way you behave, you know, changing the way you feel. And I want to be clear with you that that's different than what I'm talking about. That's the self-improvement project, right? What I'm saying is all you have to do is be aware. In the light of awareness, things will naturally change in the direction of workability, simply because you're seeing it for what it is. That's all. You don't have to work at it, you don't have to struggle with it. You don't have to try and force things to be different, because then you get caught up in the mental processes that people get caught up in. Even with spiritual practices like meditation, people think, well, I'm a meditator and I'm meditating, and I've been meditating for a while, and I don't seem to be experiencing any major difference in my quality of my life or my behavior. So what should I do? Well, meditate more. And if that doesn't work, meditate even more. This is the way the mind works, If something's not working, do more of it. Right? Or it's what I call, and what other people have called, the more different and better syndrome. More different and better. If things aren't working, do more of something. If that's not working, try doing less of something. If that's not working, try doing something different. Right? That's how advertising works. If you watch commercials, if you watch any commercial, you will see in that commercial that they're telling you that this product has either more than it used to have or more than other products have, and it's different than other products, and it's better than other products. Or it has less than other products if it's something that's negative, that has less sodium, right? Has less fats. So it's either more or less, different or better. That's how they sell you things, because they know that's the way your mind works, more, different, or better. But in these teachings and practices, it's just a simple matter of being aware. Awareness gets the job done naturally. And so you don't have to do all that work. All you have to do is keep practicing and focusing on noticing awareness, noticing that you are the awareness, and maintain a steady attention to be that awareness as you move through your life and move through your day. And if you do that, you'll see things naturally change. Bad habits just fall away. Once you have that experience, you begin to understand what I'm talking about. Something that you've been trying to change just stops happening. You lost interest in it. You don't do it anymore. Yes, right? It's who you're being. Who you're being is the context of your experience. It's the space in which things occur. It's the awake, alive awareness. That's where the power lies. The awake, alive awareness.